Hello, everyone.
I was waiting for you to take over.
Welcome to Quilt and Code Nightcap. First one ever.
Yeah.
And the idea came inspired by our brand new. Okay, they're not brand new anymore.
Our new
bar.
Burnsville has had this bar for a while. Birdfoot Burnsville. We want to give a shout out to them. They are wonderful. Now we are located right across the street, of course, from the Home Place Brewery. They brew wonderful beers, and Birdfoot.
So this is going to be really hard.
Wonderful beers.
So, well, the difference I think is the selection. Definitely,
the selection is massive at Birdfoot, and you can get them to go.
So, well, you can get some to go to it.
Yeah, we could. They do have some of them canned, and we could get a growler of anything that's there.
Yeah.
So we keep an eye out on both places, but Birdfoot's got 17 is their typical tap number of brews available on draft, and then 3 standing refrigerators full of various wonderful beers that we haven't tasted a bad one yet.
Also got really good non-alcohol about.
Oh yeah, and they've got sodas galore. And
back in the peanut gallery, Kyla is running our system tonight while Lanny is off working and we get to play.
I'm cracking.
Yeah. Okay, so wait. I've got a tropical pineapple from Flat Rock, which is a local company here in North Carolina or in Western North Carolina, and it is a hard cider. And I could probably get over at Birdfoot. I could probably get the non-alcoholic. I kind of need the alcohol tonight. I only drink every now and then, and so it doesn't take but a couple of sips for me to just chill and relax. And what are you drinking?
I am trying to discover where this is actually from. It looks, I kind of want to say Kentucky, but maybe not.
And
Kyla's drinking one from Vermont.
And theirs is delicious. It is a, what is it? Coffee?
Dulce de leche imperial stout.
Dulce de leche. I say that right. Dulce de leche. Dulce de leche.
Imperial stout.
And it has a chocolate caramel flavor, and that's what we do. We like open each other's drinks, and then
we both accidentally went with Imperial Stout. I was not expecting to have a 13%er.
It's okay. We'll be here for a while. Go ahead.
This one is the Confection Affliction that has a very angry marshmallow on the front. It says an Imperial Stout with toasted marshmallows and sandwich cookies.
So we're looking, that's Oreos. Like Oreos instead of, the last time he had something, it was more of a s'mores. Right. And so, yeah, we're ready to pop. Kyla already has it on us. They've been going for a while. So let's try this out. I had a on tap last week. Pineapple cider. So let's see if this is just as good.
Oh my.
Yeah, very nice. So I hope whenever you are, pull up a drink. You can have hot tea. If it were my daughter on the, she's dancing tonight. She was going to join us. But she would have hot tea. That's her drink of choice. And so you do not have to imbibe it all. You can just simply, what?
Wow.
Good? He needed it too.
That is.
It's been a day. All right. So, thank you for joining us. It's been an awesome month. We went from 40 YouTube subscribers to over 115. That's like, oh, yep.
Kyla's got a sample.
Oh,
no. Now you've got to give a review. That's nice. That's it. Are you good? Would you like to?
I'm thinking I'm good. One sip. I've had one sip and I can't talk.
Oh.
So I think I'm okay.
That's right. Allison's 2 sips to the wind.
Yeah, I haven't even heard my second one. I don't know what's going to happen when I have my second sip. So tonight we thought we would just sort of go over what we did last month and the reason why we got so many YouTube subscribers. Can I go first?
Sure.
It's because
you are number one on the list.
I'm number one. Of course course I remember one. So we did a May mini month this month. And so I know those of you who've been doing the May mini month with me are expecting that this be done by now. And it almost is, but I haven't had time to film the borders. And so everything is ready to go. Tomorrow is Friday. And I think Lanny and I have some time scheduled for me to finish filming. And so that will hopefully be out. We're trying to get it out as quickly as possible. It's not, anyway, it's gorgeous. If you are interested in this series, it's completely free. You simply go to our website or you can go to our YouTube channel. Every single block is on there with their patterns, minus a couple patterns because I am behind on my patterns as well. That's what I get for teasing my husband about being ahead of him. Now it's more I am behind. And he is way ahead. And so, but we got it done.
It's all right. I'm always just lagging behind. It's a great place to be.
It's a great place to be.
When the expectations are so low.
Exactly. See? So this was great fun to do. And the border is just, it's just wonderful. Here's a few pieces of the border. Like it's going to have.
You went pieced with the border too, because, or
I did.
At least you're doing cornerstones.
I had different ideas as the quilt progressed. I mean, remember, this was like an idea I've had for a year and then just went with it. And so the pieced border was because I fell in love with flying geese. And I found this flying geese by Lazy Girl Designs. And it's not a pattern, it's a ruler. I don't have it up here. But it's a ruler. And yeah, just keep enjoying that.
I gotta look this place up, West. I don't want to not give a shout out. It is
right. Pretty good, huh?
Westbrook.
So anyway, it has lots of flying geese. It has stars in the corner for the border, and so there's my flying geese. And believe it or not, I could go smaller. I mean, that was the cool thing about this ruler that I found. And then I also did there's a bonus block.
Mount Pleasant, South Carolina.
Mount Pleasant, South Carolina.
Huh.
We know where that is too because we grew up somewhat in Somerville, South Carolina, south side of
one
Charleston.
big bridge away, really.
Yeah, right. And Mount Pleasant was probably closer to us than Charleston. So
once the bridge was done, otherwise you had to go across the Ashley Cooper. But then when the 226? I think it's 226.
Yeah,
the bypass got done. It connected directly to Mount Pleasant at that point.
Yeah. Now I wouldn't even know where to go. Anyway, so I've got my little applique flowers, and they're going to go on the sides surrounded by flying geese, sort of like that. I'm really deciding that this one might be my favorite. Anyway, I definitely have favorites in this quilt. And so if you're interested.
Just like children.
Yeah, just like children and brothers. So that has been exciting and fun, which means that we have lots more ideas for videos.
Right. Matter of fact,
go ahead.
I have it broken down on our little synopsis here to go past and then future.
Like, so do I get to keep talking, or is it your turn?
But
now?
Let's. Speaking of upcoming projects that we're considering, today, in honor of our nightcap, I decided to design a fabric beer cozy. All of the ones that I saw online were just a piece of fabric with Velcro attached that made it so that there was a bottom, or there was no bottom, so your beer could just slide right out. I didn't like that, or you had to cinch it really tight with your Velcro. I designed it to have a butt,
like an actual beer cozy.
So it's an actual beer cozy with Frenched seams to hold your beer in. I put the thermal light in this so that it should keep my beer nice and cold.
It's mine because it's too tall.
Oh yeah, it's designed better for this 20 at the moment. It should be a little smaller.
You
for
know,
the 12,
this is your first, like, I'm sitting here going, it's his first design. I'm going, it took like 4 blocks for each one of these minis to make sure I had the seam allowance right and everything right.
This is,
and you've done it once, and you're ready to write a pattern.
This is Beard Cozy 3.0.
3.0, really? It took you more than one
that's
try?
2.0.
The first one didn't have the right seam on the side.
Yeah, the
first one didn't have the right
first one
seam.
I was not going to be able to. I seamed it first, and then I was like, now how do I? Oh, I need to do this.
He could have just had me going that this was the very first thing he designed, and I'd have been like, you're kidding me. This mini project, as much as I have loved it,
look, I crush your hopes and dreams on a daily basis. The last thing I'm going to do is do it with a lie.
I would accept it. It would be okay. Tag.
So I will be coming up with a pattern, and
I want to do this out of shop hop fabric.
The Kilted Quilter may actually do a YouTube video for you then. Who knows?
See, we're getting inspired. This is great. You have a video that you're thinking about doing too, and so does Kyla.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So what is yours? I can't remember.
Shoot, that was. I think that's.
He said too much.
Yeah, that might be one Imperial Stout away from remembering. We've got it written down in your notebook, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, yeah.
Because
Kyla in the background is like, yeah, the hamster wheel's running, but
right.
not going anywhere. It's not producing anything.
Well, the hamster's going one way, the gerbil's going the other, and they're just rocking back and forth.
Just like on the little wheels.
Right.
So we are excited to announce some in memoriam quilts this
stuff that we have done this month and gotten completed.
Right. Completed.
If you tuned in on the 13th for our
not completed.
Well, it's the quilt itself isn't completed, but the shop side of things is completed.
That's right.
The kit is ready to go. It is available. I have printed out the fabric
brand
menu
new fabrics,
so that you can see the fabrics in the pattern. It is available now online, and then we got the grand maternal unit to complete one of this represents our second. Where is the top to this thing?
Are we top?
Here we go. You got the bottom, I think.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
I did. Well, okay, it has about...
There's binding that still needs to be done, but it has been quilted, and this represents...
Are we in the camera?
Our second twin-sized kit. It features the Fanciful Flight panel from Wilmington Prints, a couple of Wilmington Prints blenders, a couple of In the Beginnings blenders, and it turned out wonderfully.
And it really, it's for even a beginner.
Right.
It's a great quilt for even a beginner.
It took, now Grandma's been sewing all her life and has been quilting for at least the last 3 years, but she put this together in a day and a half.
Right.
It's a project that a procrastinating grandma can put together in a day and a half.
Did we say it's been a rough week?
And
poor grandma.
And her points even turned out beautifully.
Right. I mean, it's just
it went together so quickly.
And he is the point.
I am a point Nazi.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, but this is just gorgeous, and so it will be up on the wall very, very soon in the shop, and it also has a kit. Yes,
the kit is binding strips away from being complete, and then I will print out the the fabric menu, and it will be ready.
Awesome.
It is available for purchase online right now. I also need to get a good picture of it. So when the binding's done, we'll hang it up here and get a really nice picture of it. We also completed the quilting for the hydrangeas kit. This is from QT Fabrics.
There was like
beautiful.
no question. He opened let me see the fabric. The gentleman let me see the fabric, and I was like, yeah, the whole thing. And I told Will, I said, we're doing this. Yep.
And we actually have the what is it called? The Jewelscape from QT Fabrics is last year's kit. We still have a couple of those. This one's going to take over its place on the wall shortly, but that kit is also available. Beautiful, goes together very quickly. This one looks to go together very quickly as well. And as you can see here, the kits are complete and ready. And
look at those colors. Purple and teal. I mean, like, how can you go wrong? Oh. Anyway, I don't know if I can sell that quilt. That one might have to be mine.
That one might be your lap.
I have so many, though.
And then to challenge myself, I decided I wanted to try my hand at making a plushie. Partly because I love this little guy. My kids made me, and I thank them for it, but they made me watch no, this was Avatar: The Last Airbender. The kids, I watched Zaboomafoo with the kids too. That was fun. But this is a flying lemur named Momo that is the sidekick of the main character, and it's just a really cute little plushie.
We have to figure this out.
He's going to become my mascot now.
We really have to figure this out. It's like when I have Sweetie. Sweetie is my dragon. Kyla made Sweetie a year and a half ago for our robotics tournaments because we're the Iron Dragons.
Kai, would you please put Choli's website into the chat?
Oh, yeah. So on the website is the...
Yeah, Choli, the person who makes these patterns, the free patterns that we use in our kits, she also makes very detailed pay patterns that Kyla has made several of, and they're wonderful. If you come into the shop and see the plague doctors, they are... and the Reaper is also a pay pattern, isn't he?
Yes, he's a pay pattern.
Yeah. So you can come in and see those put together, and they're wonderful. And her patterns are brilliantly done. You can see someone who's never done it before.
Right. He has never, and what he and Kyla are doing is they are putting kits together that have the embroidery already done for you. So you don't even need an embroidery machine. The kit has it ready to go, although I'm not quite sure he's sitting here to demonstrate that so much as he's doing something else. I'm sorry.
No.
See, I took over
this was just a personal challenge. One, Kyla has been sort of in a plushie rut, and I was hoping that if I did one, Kyla would be like, oh, all right, I'll do another plushie.
I'm going to.
So I have committed Kyla to multiple plushies this month.
Well, and we're going to start getting Kyla on YouTube so that you can realize just how easy these things are, and we can help you.
Even the more complicated ones, if you have enough gumption and you're willing to struggle a little bit, are really easy because she includes pictures with all of her instructions.
Yep, we're going to get you mics. Hold on just a second.
You go ahead and talk.
We need more mics.
Oh, about my quilt?
Yeah.
So, oh boy, I get to be in camera now.
Kyla's like, wait, I'm on
I've
camera?
had half a beer considering the size of my can plus the alcohol, so I'm already wobbly.
All right.
Lovely.
Okay.
Yeah, see, we're such lightweights.
I just saw.
Once a week, we allow ourselves to indulge in a drink once a week together, and we're including you this time. And yeah,
Noise
so
attached to this microphone. I'm so sorry. Okay. Anyways, I really love Chili's patterns. I found their patterns 2021, I want to say, maybe like late 2020. I had recently gotten into video game Hades, and I accidentally like stumbled upon this like Cerberus plushie. So it was just like this little laying down dog with 3 heads, and I made it in red fabric because I wanted to make my own merch for a game I really enjoyed. And everybody around me was like, "Hey, can you do more?" And I was like, "Okay, sure." And then I've now sold several plushies internationally. I've got one friend who's from Belgium who's bought 2 plushies from me. I've got another from Germany who's bought a plushie. I've got a Canadian friend who bought something from me. I've sold to, I want to say, like Indiana and Florida and places like that. So I'm sort of like, they're everywhere now, and the patterns are so intuitive because the maker Trolley Knight, she includes pictures with all of her patterns, and she makes everything really simple. So even the more complicated patterns, if you have enough like courage and you're like, you know what, I can probably do that, you can just sort of like get into it, and even if you like make any kind of mistakes, it doesn't really show because they're very forgiving, I want to say, and all of them use like a 1/4 inch, so you can use just like any sewing machine basically, and they're really great, and they make the cutest little things, and I absolutely adore them. There so many free plushies, which have a lot of like fandom based things, and they have a lot of free patterns and paid patterns, which are almost always on sale because every time that Chili puts out a new pattern for the next week, everything in their shop goes on sale. So they're great, they're affordable, they're intuitive. I highly recommend them. I can't give them enough love. We're going to be having some more kits coming eventually. This last one for sure. I did that one in regular fleece as one of my first, and it was great. The only problem I had was just like the body, like you have to like turn it inside out at the neck basically to put the head on, and trying to get the limbs inside of the body was a struggle but doable. So even if like this ranked for like a beginner-ish type of pattern, and I would recommend it. They just come out so well, and the embroidery designs are wonderful. So that's basically all I have to say about that.
You know, I think that when you do your video, we're gonna talk about. I would like you to talk about if someone wanted to use the embroidery pattern on their own. I know that Kyla has done a lot of trial and error with how to do it on fleece versus how to do it on, we now have lots of minky, and so we're now doing it on minky, and so there were a lot of times that
you have to learn sort of, you have to learn how it works with your machine and material that you're using, and we found pretty early on that having the stabilizer that goes on top of the pile to keep it down while everything's stitching out, that you either pull it off and it's water soluble. The Solvay, I think is. Yeah, the Solvay.
We
that
use
helps
Solvay from Sulky.
Yeah, and that stuff's really great for the embroidery. Yeah.
That's
I'd
awesome.
say when I wish I could see whether or not I was.
You probably catch on the mic. You're stick in the middle.
I would say that the hardest part in this Momo, Kyla put the feet on for me because I was a little daunted by it.
They go on by hand.
But the ears went on really quick. I mean, I just had to
Once you figured out what you're doing,
right. I because I'm such a perfectionist for the things that I do. I give everybody else leeway and tell them, "Oh, it looks fine." When it comes to me, I have to do it as perfect as I can. I wanted the ears to be like perfectly symmetrical on the back of the head, and then the other part of it that I had, the only part that I really had issues was the crook of the neck where the arm meets the crook of the neck. I want to try something like him again with a curved quilting needle versus the straight needle, because I had to bend his head out of the way in order to get the wing on, but it went on. So I was very proud of myself. It turned out wonderfully.
I think you did really well. It looks really good. The hands, especially those tiny little curves, especially for a beginner, is just like really great because I still struggle with those types of things.
Choli had done it so that if you wanted to, the embroidery machine could have sewn on the little hands.
It could have done the arms and the hands. It could have done both the pieces
instead
and
of having to sew
the
the
feet
back
as well.
and the front together. You could have let the embroidery machine do that for you. We didn't realize that until we had already done the first arm, and I decided, go ahead, I'll do it. Yeah. And so his little finties, these little bitty fingers here, I had to do one stitch at a time with the sewing machine. I'd stitch, I'd lift the foot, I'd stitch, I'd lift the foot.
Honestly, that's the sort of thing that makes me believe that any pattern can be done by a beginner if they're willing to put in enough patience, just because I hate when patterns audition themselves as being advanced. I crochet a lot, and there are patterns that I find that just say advanced, and I'm just like, this isn't necessarily advanced. It just takes a moment to realize that there's a different type of there's a different type of discipline that you need. You need to be able to be patient with yourself. You need to be accepting of mistakes and things like that. And for sewing, I feel like that's also the case. You can do anything that you put your mind to, as long as you're willing to put in the time and the effort. And he came out so good. I love him so much. He's so cute.
How about your quilt, since you're sitting there, Kai?
So the quilt that I did this month was the first quilt I've made in quite a while, using as my focus fabric for these particular squares. Is the Ruby Star Society from Moda's Projects with Purpose. The panel is done by a bunch of different Ruby Star artists, and proceeds for this particular panel go to the Jeb Foundation, which is a charity that is targeted towards providing mental health support for teens and young adults to reduce suicidality rates. And timely, because it's June, for Pride, they're having a bit of a focus on reaching out to LGBT teens and young adults to give them the support that they might not have access to. So this is what I did with the panel. It comes with a set of 20 of these little individual blocks. This particular pattern comes from one of our 3-yard quilt books. I can't remember the designer's name.
Oh,
but yeah, the 3-yard quilt books. This came together in literally a day. I cut out, I think the thing that took me the most amount of time was cutting out these individual squares from the panel itself. The panel squares are 8.5 inches when you start. So what I did to get them down to the 8 inches that I needed for the pattern was just cut a 1/4 inch off of each. And this particular pattern uses 18 of the 20 squares, and I just took the 2 squares that I wasn't the most fond of, which are still downstairs somewhere. I'll figure out something to do with them, and just used the ones that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, flat quilts called for pillow shams.
Yeah, but this is a lap quilt, so I didn't feel like a pillow was necessarily like the most appropriate unless I'd figured out some way to expand it.
We have fabric to make a pillow for the frog back here. We have there's one I'll do as well for the among the branches, or no,
whichever one that was
for the fanciful flight.
Yeah. So what you're saying is we need a pillowcase.
We still have. I will make a pillowcase video for that.
Because you had the same sort of.
It's exactly the same wastage, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
As the Gnome and Garden, which was only a lap quilt. This one's a twin, and I still have, or my mother left over one of these border strips, so I can make a nice themed pillow for that. And then, speaking of the this kit. Our third twin kit coming up this month is this one called Among the Branches.
Hold on, and I will go in closer so everyone can see.
Yeah, you can just zoom in.
Now, these colors will be similar but not the same. We will be using our fabric to augment the few that we really enjoyed from.
You want to hold up the panel? Do you have the panel?
Yeah. The reason that we didn't go with everything, in all honesty, is because it calls for a fat quarter here and a fat quarter there, and we would have to buy an entire bolt just to use a fat quarter or 5 fat quarters for the
It's upside down.
kits.
Oh, but we have some gorgeous watercolor prints that match
Right.
this.
We have some wonderful colors, just like the Fanciful Flight. We will be making a shop
Kit
for this,
right, and
that has our own personal colors, and I will put together, of course, a menu of which colors are correspond with what in the pattern that is provided. This will be our third twin size kit. So the Ripple and the Fanciful Flight are both twin size kits, and this will be our third. I like saying that because we don't have that many bed-sized kits. The kits tend to be lap size.
We've also got the one rainbow that's a baby size quilt.
Right. You mean April Showers?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a couple of baby quilt kits. We have a number of lap size kits, and twins are where the kits tend to stop. Because
after that, it requires so much material.
It's a lot of fabric to squeeze into a king-size kit. Your standard king-size starts at 12 yards of fabric. That puts the standard kit at 12 times 13 going on 14 for a king size, and that is if you have very standard.
And that's like the Project Jelly Roll that I did, which wound up being a small king, requires like 7 yards of a single
7 yards
type
of a
material.
single fabric, and then a jelly roll, which in and of itself is another 4 yards of fabric. So, and
once
then
you
it
get
also had
bigger
that focus fabric, you had to throw another yard in it. So,
well, it was like a eighth of a yard for the small individual squares, and then like the extra, the purple, and then the green little squares. So there were 2 different like additional materials that needed to be included on top of the 7 plus the jelly roll.
So when you have a 12-yard,
you wouldn't be able to get like more than 2 kits out of a single bolt of fabric, and at that point it gets unwieldy.
Right. You wind up, when people get to the point where they want a king or a queen, then they have decided that they're going to be a quilter and they're going to come up with the pattern themselves. And kits don't tend to be conducive to that. They're going to decide on their color scheme for their bedroom, what they like, and they're going to make their own.
Make it themselves or commission it.
And that said, this month is a wonderful month to stock up on all of your fabric needs here at Quilt & Code. In-person shoppers can start at 10% off for all fabric by the yard. It goes up to 15% off if you buy 5 yards or more. It goes up to 25% off for 10 yards
bolt,
or
right?
more.
Oh no, 10 bolt.
Then, or if you buy the entire bolt, no matter how much is left on the bolt, you get the 25% off as well.
Right.
I think I said that right.
Yeah, it sounds right.
We put out a post, and we will also repost that later in the month to remind everyone of the sale. We have a lot of fabric coming in, and we have a lot of fabric sitting around. So we would love for you to come in and build up your stash. Once again, and also we have our clearance items. If you buy the whole bolt of one of our clearance items, you get it at 40% off the already slashed price that we have set that clearance item at.
So what you're saying is that we're giving it away?
We're basically giving it away.
Giving it away. Thank you. That's all I need to hear.
But they are
giving it away.
They are.
To be fair, some of the stuff is that we've had before we got here.
That have been around for a while. They need a good home.
Oh yeah. Some of them are pretty, like really pretty, and they just need the right project. But unfortunately for us, we just haven't found the right thing for them. And I know that there's somebody out there who'd be able to like go through our stuff and be like, oh, I really like that, and then you'd be able to take it home and you would make it into something beautiful. It's just that, like a stray puppy, we can't keep it.
But it's not. But it's more like it's like that older dog that's just wonderful. It's perfect for your home. It's
not the pretty new kitten.
Completely housebroken.
We have pretty new kittens too.
We have lots of pretty new kittens. And if you want to buy an entire bolt of a pretty new kitten, you'll get a great deal. A pretty new kitten's pretty big.
So, what other things do we have coming this month?
So this month as well.
Besides being Pride Month, so does the sale have anything to do with the blender rainbow fabric type of deal, or is that just everything's on sale?
No, that's just everything. We had not decided.
We have a rainbow full of fabric, though.
No, you can. Allison's banked. Okay. So yeah, we will not be having specifically a rainbow.
Not specifically rainbow
sale. As a matter of fact, if you wanted that, it was last month because the April Showers kit was on sale. We mentioned that at the beginning of the month, but we actually sold a few. But it was a good month for that kit. And we've got at least 2 more left. And it's a wonderful kit that I can put back together.
It goes real quick. I did that one, and that was actually one of my first quilts that's ever sold for me.
Right.
And that one,
and that one's got a good
triangles.
Was she from?
I don't remember where she was from.
I think
she was so nice, though. She saw it.
She wanted Kyla's information.
It was lovely. I loved her. She was so nice.
had Kyla post pictures with it.
It was great. Wonderful experience. I love it when a quilt sells because you can see in the person's eyes that they've fallen in love with something, and that's just really special to me, is being able to see like somebody's connection to a piece of art that they've decided like this is mine now.
Well, and that's very that's intuitive because like you know, this weekend is the Track Art Festival where here in the Burnsville area we have the Track Art Show, and
which
people
stands for Toe River Arts Council.
Yeah, the Toe River Arts Council, and I can't remember what the name of it is. Sarah will shoot me when she sees the live, but so it's just a shout out that local artists. We're heavy on pottery, glass, woodworks, ceramics. We're heavy on all of it in this area. It's a huge artist community.
And if we had the space, we would have a gallery of our quilts available. Now, anyone who does quilting, and well, anybody who actually does fabric art knows that there's a lot of time as well as supplies that goes into it. And it's sad that we have the customer who comes in looking for a quilt and doesn't realize that they are going to buy a quilt that's going to last them the next 20 to 50 years.
If not more than that.
Yeah, right. If they buy it from us. But they're looking for the price of a quilt that's going to last them 5 months. So it's unfortunate, but the person who knows what they're buying and buys, and they are always very happy with our quilts. So shout out to all of the quilts that we have available online.
Yeah, so that has its own tab on the website.
Yep. So you can go look at our quilts. They are all. We have one currently online that is available from a local quilt artist. That's Barbara Miller, and the rest of them are quilted and pieced by us. We use machine to piece, but it really is. I mean, it's hand work. It's not hand stitching, but
I mean, most of them are bound by hand, so there is that like intimate element attached to them.
No, and we do have we're trying to figure out how we can do antique quilts as well. So we're trying to work on that as well.
Maybe I need to spend some time with Hammond and see if I can figure out.
We're trying to figure out how much to charge for those. So
to sort of be a throughput for other people's quilts.
Right.
OPQ.
So, you still haven't talked about my cats. Can I talk about my cats?
You can talk. Well, I'll tell you what. I will, since I'm sitting here, I will do. This is a preview of.
Oh yeah. I'm coming.
My project this month.
Here we go.
Is this quilt? Speaking of kits that are queen and king, this will be our first queen size kit.
Nice.
It looks to go together really quickly. It will take 5-inch packs and yardage. And
is it a charm pack?
It is not a single charm pack.
Gotcha.
The queen is 3 charm packs and then a
so colorful
2.5 yard cut of the fabric or the focal fabric. So we'll be able to get 5 or 6 kits out of the focal fabric that we have.
I usually call it setting fabric.
Sorry?
I usually call it setting fabric just because the focal is usually like the interior bit.
It is. This is the interior. That's
Put that up again. I need to go in, but I need to hit focus because that was terrible. Okay. So that's perfect.
Yeah,
okay. So I'm going to hit focus. Okay. That's much better. Oh, perfect. And we'll put a link to that as soon as Kyla takes back over. Because I don't know how to do that.
Well, we will only have we can only link the pattern
at this moment in time. We're getting that kit together.
It should have like we've got the back scanned.
Next week I have 2 tasks, and starting this will be one of them.
Just take a picture.
I did just take a picture. I was focusing it.
It works. No worries.
So next week I will have 2 tasks, and starting this will be one of them. And in doing so, we may even put together like an Instagram story. Kyla has taken enough pictures of me putting El Momo together that we might be able to do a little Instagram story on how he came together in the end. And he's just so wonderful.
He's so cute.
So can I talk about my cats? Can I talk about my cats?
Now Allyson is going to take over and talk about the next
Kyla can. I'm gonna duck
to the camera.
And I'm gonna put Kyla back in the back because could you please
Nobody puts Kyla in the corner.
No, I'm not putting her in the corner. I'm putting her behind the camera because Kyla is much more savvy and can put on the link for the bar hop patterns so that you can actually look. What?
Where's your side?
Oh, thank you. So Kyla can put the pattern on for you so that you can actually take a look at it because it's absolutely precious. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do this one because I have panel play is coming up next. And so I have several ideas for videos. And we're all looking for ideas for what to do with panels. We were very, very, very much not inspired by that one.
I actually took the gnome and garden downstairs. You're right. Though this is this is what happens with your standard panel is that you get a focal picture and then you just border it and border it and
border it.
Which
is not a bad thing.
Now a pieced border like this gives a little challenge and something to look at, and so this one's very nice. I do like this kit, but the panel itself doesn't lend itself to any kind of interest. And what we've discovered, though, is that this has become a rather standard panel outlay or layout for pictures, is that you'll have 4 smaller pictures and 1 great big one in the middle. And for the longest time, I could not figure out what we're supposed to do with those panels. And then if anybody had tuned in 2 months ago, for the gnome and garden quilt, that's exactly the layout of this panel. And so,
okay, not exactly. The dimensions are a little different.
The layout, not the dimension. It's the layout is 4 small pictures and that 1 big picture in the middle.
Yep.
And so that quilt has become an inspiration to you.
And so I'm super excited. We're going to actually do a video on it. It's going to come together super easily because it uses the what is that border fabric called? The
Border fabric.
Not border fabric. It's the this stuff. Is that border fabric?
Yes.
I've had too much. Okay, so the border fabric.
I hadn't even had half.
So it has border fabric. So we're going to use the border fabric around on the top and the bottom. And then I have simple applique that we're going to use with the cats to sort of bring them out. And I'm like ecstatic. If it comes out half as sweet as it has on EQ8, which is where we design stuff, I think it's going to be absolutely precious. And EQ8 is where I designed this thing, and this thing has come out. I mean, I love it more and more every time I look at it. And so I'm really, really excited about the cats. I mean, I am a cat person. In fact, I don't think I told you this. The other day we were cleaning out the garage with Grandpa.
Right.
We had to clean it. I mean, the garage was a disaster area. Anyway, yeah, and it's a little bit better. Anyway, we were cleaning out the garage, and we have smaller litter boxes. And Lanny brought the litter boxes out, and he says, "I don't think we can get rid of these because you're going to need those for the kittens." And I was like, "Yes, I won him over." Now you didn't have to try. I didn't have to try. My 2 cats are the most precious cats in the world, but they're 16 and 15, and the one cat, she's got a thyroid problem, and so she's healthy right now, but you know, I said if I get 3 more years out of her, I'll be very, very happy. And that was 2 years ago. And so, but I think she's healthier now than like she was.
Is this Pebbles?
Pebbles. And she is like my love. The minute I come home, she's like waiting for me to sit down for my lap.
Well, that's like Kyla's cat is Kitty. And she's the first cat in, about 30 plus years of my life that won me over to, okay, I could own a cat. I love cats. I love to play with them, but I did not like other people's cats were fine. Other people's dogs, I don't like the smell of dog. I'm sorry. Not a dog person. So put that in the comments. Everybody can lambaste me. Don't trust anybody who doesn't love dogs.
It's not that you don't love them. It's
they have too much energy and they smell.
I am very sensitive to dog dander.
Yeah.
When a dog goes outside and comes back in, I don't like the smell. And
anyway,
that gets to me. So
Sue's my kitty cat,
Kitty is wonderful. And when we get to the point where she's too old, I'm hoping that we can get a baby for her. Because she's the greatest foster mom. She fostered the cat that is now my cat, was Hannah's cat, is now my cat, fostered Ash, and I love that cat.
Well, I don't know that either one of my cats would be good for foster mommies.
No.
She's so lovely. She
So
was a stray for like who knows how many years before she got into my
right. So Kyla just said Kitty was a stray, which is why it's so funny that she's a really good foster mom, but she really was. She just, started cleaning her, or started cleaning Ash immediately, and just adopted her.
We're cat people.
So this is going to be our first panel play, but you are also planning over the next month plus. I think we're going into July. I think I'm going to try for one a month because summer is full of kids camps and classes, and so I think we just need to about kids camps. What kids camps are still available?
We have next week is going to be kids quilting camp, and if you use Quilt Camp 23. You can get 15% off of that camp, I think. Right now, we have a couple kids signed up. They're so excited. They're a little on the older side, 13-ish. So I'm super, I love that age.
The camp is like the 3-yard lap quilt, right?
Yeah, it's a 3-yard kit.
So it'll be the same size as the one we displayed earlier.
Lap quilts. And they'll do the whole thing next week. and then I will machine quilt them, and then they will come back at a future date and bind them, or if they have to come back individually, I will help them get them bound, because I want them to have a completely finished professional quilt when they're done. And so we teach them everything from the quarter inch through the whole process.
But since it is the 3-yard, the 3-yard patterns, which are really one page front and back, they're very, very simple, quick, wonderful quilts. Don't let the age limit,
this is like beginner stuff.
So it really is. I mean, we could, double digits easily. Yeah. And a confident, a child who is, 8 years old or older that is confident in their sewing could easily get one of these done.
And what's so cool is that we have the help. I mean, we could have one-on-one if needed. That's so wonderful, because my mom can come in, Kyla can come in. I've got Dawn set up, and
Mom won't be able to come in, but Dawn,
that's right.
You can always call Dawn or Kyla or me.
Right. I mean, we could have one-on-one help if we have younger kids, so that's not a problem. So yeah, I'm super excited. And then we have robotics camps in the afternoons next week. And then every other week throughout the summer, we have some sort of camp happening. And so it's busy. It's great.
And we haven't posted it yet, but we're looking at end of July. Did we think the week before or after pajama?
Yeah, he's asking me a lot of questions, man.
So we are. And
I'm not in position.
Are going to put together. Yeah. Allyson is going to make one of these on camera, and then we are going to make available a plushie camp where you will be able to come in and either make the sloth, which we will have, or we also have the giraffe and the black bear kits. If you are confident, I don't know if
this one's available.
That one is. I have to be proud of myself, because Choli said that one should be an advanced intermediate, right? Or at least intermediate.
Yeah, it was definitely at least the intermediate. I want to say it was
right. So I should be proud of myself, because I did not start off with a beginner. I challenged myself to.
That one's straight in the middle intermediate.
Right. So this one's a few bars above beginner. And I think he turned out.
I don't know, it's a high.
Right.
And then, Kyla, I see here on the list that you have a Pride Snail.
Yeah, so if I can get some.
Okay, wait. We need a mic on you. Okay, we're switching out again. Yeah, we're almost to the end here.
Oh, wait.
See how much stuff we have coming up? This is so cool. And I got. So this thing too, I'm super excited. I'm going to do a video on this. This is a casserole carrier, but we have a surprise, I hope, to announce very soon about this pattern. And so hopefully.
The mic will probably pick me up.
Oh, you'll definitely be here.
I am tasked with contacting Birdfoot. I tagged them in one of our posts. But I will be contacting them by email, so hopefully they're seeing this because they got tagged.
Or we'll see it.
I will be contacting them by email to see if we can do a sip and sew, where we would set up a few sewing machines in their facility on a weekend afternoon and be able to partake of some of their wonderful selections.
They've got wine, they've got beer,
they have non-alcoholic wine,
and
soft drinks, beer, everything.
Non-alcoholic.
Right, and you can come in and enjoy a beverage while you sew together a project, and you'll be done with the project in just a number of hours.
Yeah. That's the whole plan, is to be able to do the project there. The last thing I want to do is to clutter up your house with unfinished projects. And so we try here at Quilt and Code to keep it within a manageable limit, because we know how busy all of us are. I mean, I don't know how I get anything done. I'm so I'm so busy. All right, talk.
Okay, so for the last things that we've got that I'm sort of scheduled for this month, the first thing that I was going to I haven't sewn a plushie in a while. I think the first thing I've done in a good long while was the feet on Momo for helping my dad out. I've been preoccupied these last few months with different personal projects, namely video essays. So I've been sort of coming into the shop and using the space to write things down feverishly. So for my first few projects, the Choli Knight has come out with some really lovely patterns. The first one that I want to do for Pride theming is what I'm calling a prismatic snail.
I cannot wait.
So it's going to have like a white body, and then the shell is going to be colorful rainbow colors to sort of celebrate that sort of spectrum of queerness, which I fall into many of them. So that's going to be like my first project if we can get some purple, which is proving difficult because Joanne's did not have anything for us to do, and we can't just buy a whole bolt for a single project.
I
do not feel comfortable with that. They make really great backings for teaching.
The Minkies are starting to sell, and so we'll have to talk.
Yeah, if we can move them into with the backing fabric somewhere so that people see that they're available, and that would be ideal so that they really, they're not tucked in the corner at the front.
So you're saying I have to build yet another
Yes, you have to build it yourself.
I am not. Did I say that?
I'm heard that.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I'm so glad it's not me.
I can push him around because I'm his kid.
Because, like, I've been trying to be nice and hint. Obviously, he was getting it. All right, go ahead.
Well, I've gotten the hint. I don't have the time to do it, or the.
Anyways, Pride Snail, Prismatic Snail is the first one that I want to do. The second one is I'm going to be helping with the sloth, of course, because I want to make sure that everything goes well. And I'm not a teacher, but I consider myself to be more of an instructor or demonstrator. I can't be like hands-on and like guiding people through a thing, but I can show you exactly how to do it.
Look what you did with
different
a complete
skills.
Novice.
I didn't do anything. Are you kidding me? You just like, am I doing this right?
Everything I know when it comes to putting together a Momo.
I didn't do anything.
And then you have one more here?
And then the last one
I have no idea what this is.
So, I love alligators. My little mascot for my own personal YouTube channel / brand is an alligator with a halo on it. And I have a pattern from Choli Knight, which is going to be the most advanced pattern that I have ever tackled, is their alligator pattern, which has a mouth that's open with little bitty teeth and a whole little body that's got like scales and ridges on it. I love it. It's so good. It's very intimidating. So I'm pretty sure that I'll be able to do it just fine. But that's going to be another project of mine. I believe I'm also going to be filming that one as a tutorial.
You and I are slowly trying to figure out how to either add a halo to the alligator.
I'm pretty sure that they've got like a free adaptable, like the little Loki horns from the Loki Marvel TV series. I would personally love to be able to figure out how to do a halo, but I have no confidence because trying to make a donut shape in sewing is very stupidly hard.
No, wait a minute. You have the wire for the dragon.
I do have the wire from the dragon.
That we could come up. We could come up with something.
I could probably figure something out,
like a Halloween halo. The sexy angel Halloween.
I hope you can hear this. This is what happens on Thursday nights. This is what we do on Thursday nights.
I'm looking over here.
We go out.
I think I'm being. Oh, I'm definitely being caught.
Yeah, you're definitely being heard.
So because we like.
Enough. I don't project much at all.
Yeah, I mean, like we go and we have a drink and we brainstorm and we rehash and we do this every week to try and bring stuff new to the store. Make sure that stuff gets covered. Sometimes it takes 3 or 4 weeks before something gets done. Like Birdfoot gets contacted, but that's okay. Now that it's on camera and other witnesses are there,
you just need that
it'll actually get done, right?
You just need the push to get over the
Right. So he just needed the push.
Now, see, here's my problem. I come from a corporate background where they threw around the word synergy. I hate that word. It's a made-up word. but there's definitely synergy possibilities between us and Birdfoot, and I hate that word is the only thing that describes it. But I'm going to do it because I love Birdfoot.
It's such a
and I love my sister, and we're going to get this going.
So, and yeah, I mean, I think we're ready. We've not seriously done sip and sews since, I mean, we did one right after COVID that was very successful, but everyone was super nervous about being, and Burnsville Wine and More is gone, or wine and ... is gone. And so now it's like, okay, I'm ready to get that moving back again. Right. So
get that push going. It's all about just sort of like forcing yourself into something, and
right.
You really want to do it, you just have to like go for it.
And if you guys can think of other collaboration things that we could do, we would love to consider them. But collaborating with Birdfoot or with Home Place are both things that we're considering right now. And what's better than sitting around and enjoying a beverage? It doesn't have to be alcoholic. And sewing with others. It's just a fellowship experience. And so that's what we're trying to bring back in. So, yeah.
I find there's something very communal about food and drink and just like the sort of shared experience. It's just sort of like we're all human. This is something that we all do anyways. And doing it together just sort of brings you together in this like very personal. And I don't know. I find it very intriguing, that sort of communal experience that people share when you do something that you love with like hobbies and sewing, and you're also drinking at the same time. There's just like that's sort of like the pinnacle of humanity.
I agree.
To get deep, I've had the equivalent of almost 2 drinks, so my mouth will keep going.
It's the most I've heard Kyla talk in a while.
So yeah, you and I will work on the armature ideas for an angelic alligator.
It'd be great.
And if that fails, then of course we will go with.
I'm pretty sure they've got the Loki gator already patterned up. Sure it'd be very fun to do like my little mascot though, because I would love to do that. I just it's this most stupid little like meme from like 10 plus years ago that I found and saved. I don't think the original creator even exists, so it's like, this is mine now. And it's just this alligator with like open mouth and a halo on it, because alligators are great and they all go to heaven.
I mean, hey, they're
cats are great.
Antibiotics, so
cats are great.
I love cats. I love reptiles. I can't help myself. They're both fun.
Yeah, we found a snake the other day that we did. Sure it's the one we saved in the fall.
Oh, really?
My cat, like months ago, she had like, I saw her in my room. Right. Yeah, Kitty was in my room, and she was messing with something. I go over, and it's this little bitty baby snake. I'm like, oh my god, what do I do with this? I went down and told my dad, and then I took the snake outside, downstairs to the hay where our goats are, where rats and mice tend to accumulate. So it's like, here you go eat something. And then we found the little guy on the hillside again this year. We're pretty sure it's the same one, because he had this little scar on his tail from where I'm pretty sure my cat got to him. But he was so chill, he let us pick him up, and we put him in our back garden where there's like rocks and there's like a water source. So
yeah, he's a good 6 inches longer than he was.
He's like so much bigger than he was.
So he's doing the job you put him down there to do.
Oh,
yeah, he's doing well, and I'm hoping he ends up in our rafters someday so that he can eat the mice, because we live in the middle of nowhere and mice do that.
This is coming from, that's what they had, a black snake living in the rafters, and every now and then you would see the snake skin on the water heater, but we never saw the snake. And then all of a sudden, they saw the snake. How long was that snake?
I don't know how long the snake is, but we haven't seen him since.
Right, he left.
We have mice.
And now they have mice.
So
and the cats are barely doing their job.
to leave.
Right.
And so we need to adopt a new rat snake.
Right. I'm pretty sure that's what we've got.
King snake.
Or
black this snake that beautiful rat snake that we just picked up.
I love him.
We're weird. So weird family. Weird family.
I feel like everybody's a little weird, though.
And I think it's time to wrap up. And so the last thing that we have here, we talked about this huge sale that we're having this month with just about everything. Okay, no, not just about. All fabric, 10% off. And then if you buy 5 or more, it's 15%. 5 or more yards, it's 15% off.
Yep.
If you buy
the whole bolt,
10 yards,
a whole 10 bolts,
if you buy 40 quarter yard cuts, it's still 25% off. 10 yards or more, mix or match, doesn't matter. You don't have to buy 10 yards consecutive.
It doesn't have to be off a single bolt. It can be like a yard and a half, 2 yards, 3 yards.
Here and a yard there.
I mean, you might want to
if it's
add it up as you're going, because not necessarily.
Maybe
I'm not good at math.
I had a woman came in today. She was at 4.5 yards, and she mentioned, "Yeah, this is all 10% off, right?" And I said, "Yeah, but you get another half yard. It's 15." And she got another yard. So,
so we say all this because we really want to see you this month. That being said, unfortunately, all fabric coming into the shop now is starting to cost you $13.99 a yard.
Yep.
We don't have any control over that. That's prices coming up from our manufacturers, and shipping is killing us. Especially shipping. But even the manufacturers, they held off during COVID. They did their best.
They tried because they knew that shipping to begin with was so sporadic and not reliable
during COVID. So
the bulk of the pandemic.
And unfortunately, with gas prices maintaining a rate that they shouldn't, because of some idiot dictator in Western Europe deciding to swing his around and be.
Oh boy, you've had too much to drink.
This isn't political.
I'm sorry.
It's time to stop. Okay, so anyway, we're warning you. We're trying to give you an opportunity, and we will continue to offer sales, but not like we are this month. I mean, this month we were like, we need to
get stuff going.
We need to get stuff moved out because we know stuff's coming in, but we want to warn you that the new stuff coming in is coming in at a higher price. Yep. And we've known for a couple of months, right? We'll have sales. We'll continue to every month have a sale of something.
Mm-hmm.
But this month in particular, all fabric is on sale just to sort of, isn't that mean? We give it to you for nice and cheap, and then next month we hit you.
It's like buying
that's
a razor.
Terrible. Okay, it's like buying a razor. It's terrible.
We'll give you the little plastic thing that shaves your face, but when it comes to the metal piece, that's going to cost you.
So anyway, we love you as our customers, and we are really trying to do everything we can to make it affordable for you. It's killing us that we have to raise our prices. Batting has been going up exponentially for a year now, and so every time batting comes in, it feels like we're raising the prices, and we wanted to give you guys warning that fabric it's going to go across the board. It's not just going to be our shop, it's going to be shops across the board.
It's going to be everywhere.
Yeah, it's going to be everywhere. Because
I feel like that's the reason why I've seen the Joann's advertisements in my emails. It's like, buy the whole yard, buy the whole bolt, get 15% off. I'm pretty sure that they're preparing for that particular increase. They're trying to get rid of their old stock because they're well aware that as soon as that stuff's gone, they're going to be filling up stuff on the shelf that's far more expensive than it had been.
Yeah. And we hate that for you, but we just wanted to give you a heads up that that's what was coming. Anything else that we need to?
Yes, finally, I will be caught on either mic here if I come down.
Terribly.
So I love my non-binary children so much. And it is Pride Month, and I wanted to give a shout out to Pride Month and, of course, my non-binary children. But I'd also like you all to know that Quilt & Code is a safe space. We are going to be putting up the stickers that say we are a safe space. We have a number of non-binary children that work with Allyson and Lanny in the robotics leagues, and we have always been accepting of it and love them dearly. And we just want that out there, and we will be advertising it prolifically if possible.
I feel like these days it's particularly prescient to make yourself known as a safe space just because of the amount of legislature that has come out trying to put forth bans on necessary health care for not just transgender youth, but transgender adults as well across the country, putting bans on gender expression. And this Pride Month feels especially it feels like this is a turning point, and if you don't make your stand now, then we're going to see the consequences of it later. So it feels particularly important to make your stand, make it known you do support the community, make it known that this isn't something that you're going to allow your morals to slip on just because you're afraid of perception from people who don't have your best interests at heart in the end. This is for the greater good of not just queer people, but everybody. And I'm really glad that I've got the support that I do from the people that I care about the most.
And that said, we hope that you have a wonderful June and look for all of the events going on locally. I know that Penland on the 9th.
Penland on the 10th.
10th.
Birdfoot is
Birdfoot on the 9th.
Yeah.
Is that tomorrow night?
No, that's Robert's birthday next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because it's only the 1st. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So Friday next weekend, Birdfoot will be having a Pride event. And the next day, on Saturday, Penland has its big Pride event. And we hope that everyone who's local can come out and support him. And I hope to see you again, on the 13th? We should have some UFOs that we might be able to come find.
I have a stack of UFOs.
Okay, then I have
to... Look, if it makes you feel better, I haven't bound a single quilt that I've ever finished. They're all just in a stack in my bedroom.
We might just need to have another binding month. I mean,
That'll be the sip and sew. We bring in our quilts and we just sit there binding with a cup of wine.
All of these UFOs, and I have to come up with the puns.
Yeah, that's okay. Your job is still easier.
I don't know about that. Did you see how hard I had to work for croak encounters? I had a full head of hair. I mean, lush Fabio hair before I pulled it all out trying to figure out.
That's been a long time ago.
It tore me up inside.
So we will leave you with that. And I hope you've enjoyed some of this. Go and enjoy a drink. And next month we will do the scan, and you can come hang out with us.
Speaking of next month, Linda.
Oh, that's right.
We're going to have
a guest.
Hopefully, she is scheduled. She may or may not be. She's penciled in at the moment. She's going to try and be here to talk about the flash fiction
mystery quilt, which we provide.
Want to work after that much. Flash fiction mystery quilt.
We provide the fabric for that, and work with Linda and Sue Ellen on that project. And so Linda's going to come in hopefully next month.
Those kits are actually available now.
Right, and so now that we've told you about that, you can go to the Flash Fiction website. They're going to kick that off. I believe they're kicking it off very soon.
It'll be July or August. It's mid-July.
But go to their website, flashfiction.com.
Right.
flashfictionmysteryquilt.com.
Maybe next month we'll just do a great big old picture of margaritas or something.
That sounds good. Have a great evening. We will let you go now.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.